Alan Wake 2 fans have waited nearly a year to finish up the game's extended story, and based on a recent leak, it seems that they'll soon be able to conclude the sequel's mysterious narrative. Alan Wake 2 has already treated fans to an extra dose of content with the Night Springs DLC, and while that was a fun distraction within the creative mind of the titular protagonist, the upcoming chapter The Lake House promises to answer more questions. Remedy Entertainment has largely kept quiet about the continued story, but all will soon come to light. Over on X, formerly Twitter, user PlotPointsYT shared an image for a listing of Alan Wake 2 Deluxe Edition, which specifies that the Lake House will arrive on October 22nd. That's less than 5 days from the time of writing, making Remedy's silence on the launch date a little odd. Having said that, the studio shadow-dropped the Night Springs DLC, so it could be the case that it's simply waiting to surprise fans with an immediate release. What can we expect from the Lake House? Learning more about the FBC's operation in Bright Falls. The Lake House takes players back to the iconic structure built upon the island at the center of Cauldron Lake, placing them in the role of Federal Bureau of Control agent Kieran Estevez. Details on the story are still scarce, but it's assumed that the DLC will part the curtain on what actually brought the FBC to Bright Falls and delve into the research station that allowed the Dark Presence to breach the walls of reality. It could be the case that Agent Estevez is working to determine what exactly happened to Saga Anderson and Alan Wake, but this is pure conjecture. Remedy Entertainment has confirmed that the Lake House will return to Alan Wake 2's horrifying themes. Night Springs leaned into the more absurd aspects of the game, which makes sense since it served as a playable episode of the game's fictional parody of the Twilight Zone. The Lake House will likely be slower and scarier, placing more emphasis on surviving the Dark Presence in a way that sticks closer to the base game. Screen Rant's take: I can't wait for the Lake House. The perfect spooky season game. Alan Wake 2 defeating Mulligan in boss fight at end of Chapter 3. Alan Wake 2 was hands down my favorite game of 2023, so any excuse to return to the bizarre, sinister world is welcome. Night Springs was a fun detour, but I'm itching to learn more about Alan and Saga, and how their intertwined stories connect to the FBC. October 22nd can't come soon enough.